What is up, guys? This is Hooded Eli back with another video, and today, man, we're going to be doing the top 10 things I disliked and liked about Spider-Man 2. So if you saw already, I completed the series of Marvel Spider-Man 2 on PS5. I had a lot of fun playing it, but there was some things that I liked, and there was also some things that I didn't like. And I'm just going to go through it in this video. First, I'm going to talk about stuff I didn't like first, just to get out of the way and get people angry or whatever. You know, who cares? First thing I didn't like, I felt like it had a slow start. Like, immediately when you start the game, you come up with a banger of fighting Sandman, and that fight was awesome. It was crazy. When he picked up Miles and threw him like 5,000 feet across New York, and then Miles had to web himself back and slingshot himself back over into the fight, that was awesome. When he first used the web wings, that was awesome. But then after that, the Sandman fight, it was nothing. You constantly kept fighting Kraven's lackeys over and over and over again. And that was it. It was so boring. And then on Miles' side, he's just helping his community. And it was just like nothing was going on. And I just didn't like that, which brings me to the second thing I didn't like, which was Miles being less involved. Miles was not involved in the main story whatsoever. Every single time something was going on, he'd be like, "Hey, Pete, you need some help?" And Peter would be like, "No, it's okay, I got it. Oh, I'm with Harry, he got it." He's like, "Oh, okay. Hey, I just saw the news, need help?" "No, I think I have it." "Okay." And then literally when you have to go to Miles' store, he's just doing stuff at Brooklyn Vision. He's helping with some promposal crap. He's helping fly a drone. He's like doing all this stuff that I didn't care about. And he's being more or less part of the story. And they were promoting it as, hey, you're going to be able to use Miles and Peter. But it was really just more of a Peter story than Miles. If you really sat back and played it again, you can see that it's more of a Peter story than Miles. And he wasn't involved at all, which made me angry. He didn't get involved until after Peter got the symbiote, and then Miles got kidnapped. That was like when he actually finally got involved in the story. Other than that, he wasn't doing nothing. Even at Coney Island. He was at Coney Island. "Oh, hey, what's up, Pete? Oh, hey, Harry. Hey, MJ. Oh, yeah, I'm about to dip." What? You just got there. "Oh, that Mysterio thing just messed up my mind, man. I just gotta go." It's like, dude, that was the perfect time for him to stay, hang out with Harry, get to know Harry, and then when everything goes to crap, he can help Peter out at Coney Island. Which brings me to another thing I didn't like, which is not on the list, but I want to say it now because it's on my head, is that the fact that you couldn't switch between Peter and Miles during battle. Like, I wish there was more battle scenes in general where Peter and Miles were fighting together. Like, we literally barely had that. It was either you were Peter fighting somebody by himself or Miles fighting somebody by himself. Other than that, you didn't have a battle where they fight together, which sucks. Isn't that the point of two Spider-Men, that they always teaming up together? I know in Miles Morales, he's kind of like, "Hey, I'm not going to always be there with you, you know, yada yada this, yada yada that." But like, still, I figured they would still have some team battles, which we didn't get to. Which brings to another third thing I did not like, and that's the focus bar. In the first two Marvel games, you did not need to have a full focus bar to heal. If you saw my videos, you know that I needed the focus bar sometimes, okay? It's there for a freaking reason, to heal up. And there were some times where I'm like, "Geez, dude, I'm low life and I have no focus bar. Or I have half a focus bar and I can't use it to heal up because you need a full focus bar." In the first two games, you didn't need a full focus bar to heal up. You just needed some focus, and then it will heal you up, either by a little bit or a lot, you know? So I thought that was a real miss, and don't understand why they went back on that. I thought that was really weird, and I wish maybe they bring it back again for the third game or Miles Morales 2, whatever they're going to do. But anyway, I just really did not like that, the fact that they did not have focus bars. The focus bar had to be full. You couldn't use half a focus bar, 2% of a focus bar, 75% of the focus bar to make your health, give you back your health, you know, heal you up. Another thing I didn't like were the gadgets. The gadgets, you have 4 gadgets. You have the one that would fly around and zap people. You have the web grabber. You have the ricochet web. And you have the concussion blast. I think that's what it's called. They're okay, but you had like 10 H gadgets in the first game. So why did you cut that in half? And with, like, my favorite gadget was the trip mine. I loved webbing that onto people and they would web to the wall, or I web it on the wall and they walk past it and web it. Especially during stealth. It was awesome to use. And I hated the fact that they just cut it down like that. And I thought that was so stupid. I'm like, why did we went from 8 or 10 to freaking 4? And it's like and the reason why the web gadgets helped you a lot was because during like boss fights you can use multiple at a time to help you win. While here you can only use 4, and it would just slow down. And maybe that was because we had the special attacks like the spider arms and venom attacks, so that was 8 altogether. But dude, the recharge on those were so slow. I'm sitting here swinging around trying to wait for something to recharge because you needed them to help you win. And it sucked that it just took a very long time to recharge, and I hated that. I didn't even put that on the list. That just came off the top of my head. I hated that. But yeah, I wish they had more gadgets. I hope maybe they'll do it later on in the future, or maybe in the next game, but I hope they bring it back. Another thing I didn't like is parry. I didn't understand why they put parry in the game, just because like I basically mastered dodging. Because of the first 2 games, I mastered dodging. And it felt like in the this Spider-Man 2, they really wanted you to parry and not dodge anymore. Like they kept making you fight bigger enemies where you had to parry them. Or matter of fact, or even smaller enemies that you had to parry them. And yeah, you can dodge, but they would jump you, and one will hit you with a heavy attack, and oh, you can't dodge it. You have to parry it, and it makes you parry. Even in boss fights, you had to parry. You barely could dodge. At some point, I'm like, you know what? F the parry. Forget the parry. I'm just gonna dodge. So that's what I kept doing. I just kept dodging and dodging. So I'm like, I'm done with the parry. And like, I hate it. It sucks. It's stupid, and I don't like it. Cause Spider-Man's known. Well, I don't know if he parries a lot. Maybe he does. But he's more known for dodging, you know. He's flexible. He's what's the word I'm thinking of? I can't think of it right now. It starts with an A. I can't think. He knows gymnastics. Let's just say that, okay? So that was just one thing. Like he always used to dodge, and that's one thing about his Spidey sense too. It helps him dodge. No, something comes from behind you, huh? And he dodges it, you know. But anyway, another thing I didn't like was no suit special attacks. I hated the fact that there was no suit special attack. Like remember in the first game where if you put on the velocity suit, you would run and knock everyone out the way. Remember when you put on the bulletproof suit, you became bulletproof. Remember when you put on the electric suit and you had the electric shock punches. And even about it, you can mix different suits with different powers. And that's something that I missed in here. Like dang man, I really miss having each suit having its own special powers, and you can give it to a different suit. So if you wanted to wear the Iron Spider suit, but you wanted to have Web Blossom, you could do that. And that's one thing I just really missed, man. I don't understand why they took it out. Like that was a fan favorite. People liked that. Why take something out that people liked? Another thing I didn't like was Craven Lackey. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I just hate the fact we kept fighting him over and over again in the first half of the story. Eventually, obviously, the second half is fine because we're finally getting more boss fights. In the first half, they were annoying because we kept fighting them. That's pretty why I have them on here. Another thing I didn't like is the Sanctum Sanctorum break-in. How the heck is Black Cat able to break in there? Like, let's be for real now. Doctor Strange would have known she was in there. Hey, what are you doing stealing that? Or even after the fact, he would have came to Paris, or even when they're running, he would have came. Now you can say, oh well, he wasn't there, so he didn't know. As soon as he came back, he knows who stole it, okay? He's not an idiot. I'm pretty sure he has a camera where he can just follow or sense anything, you know? I don't know a lot about Doctor Strange powers, but there's no way she should be able to break into the Sanctum Sanctorum and just get away with something, and then the thing just disappears, you know? So they definitely have to make that make sense later on. I just didn't like that. I'm like, there's no way she's breaking into that real life. Doctor Strange is stopping her. Wong is stopping her. Somebody's stopping her, you know? Another thing I didn't like, more of a nitpick, is the ugly suit colorways. A lot of the suits had a really ugly colorways, and I'm just like, who created this? It looked like they were just like, I don't know, man. Slap some blue in there. Slap some green up in there. Slap some purple. Slap some orange. Slap some peach. Slap some pink. And I was just like, dude, like, what in the world? Like, it was just, a lot of the suits were just ugly. Another thing I didn't like was the Mysterio storyline. I didn't mind doing the little quest or the missions. Those were fine. But the two women that were the evil one and Mysterio wasn't, I was just like, okay, that's stupid. Just make a Mysterio. Like, I don't mind villains being good guys. That's the whole point of them going to jail, is to come out as better people. But like, don't trick us like that and make us think Mysterio's evil just to be a twister. Nope, it's those two ladies, you don't know who they are. Like, who the heck are they? Who are you? No, trash. Anyway, that's the 10 things I didn't like. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10. Now it's time to get into 10 things I did like. 1, the action. I'm a man that loves a lot of action, and the action in that movie, the second half, was fire. It was fire. I love the part where Peter and Miles is teaming up, where it's not really a team where you can switch, but you're just spamming X square, my bad, and just punching Venom in the face. Then they web on the Venom and come up and punch him again. I love that whole action sequence. I love the action when you're fighting yourself, when you're dodging, moving around, especially Miles. I always loved Miles, I guess you say, moveset. Then I did like Peter's. I don't know, I just always did. Especially since the Miles Morales came out. In this game, I still like it more. I don't know, that's just me. I like Peter more than Miles, but I don't know, I just like Miles' moveset more, or his movement more, you know? But the action, I love the action. Another thing I loved was the symbiote abilities. Those were fire. One way he yanked you up and then slammed you down with fire. The freaking symbiote arm thing pushed you back. I didn't like the one where you heard him turn into like an octopus, you jump and then throw him up. I didn't really like that one, but that one was kind of cool. The other one where you kind of explode, I think the Tempest move, that was awesome. But the symbiote abilities were OP, especially the Surge mode. Unbelievably awesome. I love doing the Surge mode. Just start going off on everybody around me, man. They gotta keep that later on, bro. That could be a suitability for the symbiote in the future, you know? For the third game. Come on, bro. Bring the suitability back. Have that Surge mode be an option. Even speaking of suitabilities, let me go back. Like, Miles had a Wolverine suit. Imagine if one of his special abilities where claws come out his hand and he does a flurry of attacks on the enemy. Just scratching them up like that. You know? Like, just something like that, man. Getting off topic. The Miles and Martin Lee story is something else I like. I love the fact that Miles angry at Martin Lee the entire story because, as you know, he killed his father. And he obviously can't forgive him, like he said at the end. But I love the build up to it to make you think, oh, Miles really gonna kill this dude. Just for him to be like, nah, go find Peter. And then you get to the end where they're trying to save Peter and it's like, I can't forgive you. I can't hold on to this hate no more. And he shook his hand, held up, was like, and then the whole fight too, when they're at Kraven's thing, that whole fight too, freaking awesome, dude. Like, I was just, oh man, he's like, you know who I am? I'm the kid. I'm the kid who father you killed at town square to City Hall. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah. Oh. It was just awesome. That's all I gotta say. Another thing I liked was Scream, bro. I love the fact they put Scream in here. We're finally expanding on symbiotes. I love Venom and Carnage. But we gotta expand on the symbiotes, man. And the fact that they put Scream in this game was awesome. I was like, yes! Like, if you watch the video, you hear me saying, Scream? Scream's in the game? For real? Oh, man. Like, I was excited. Like, one day I want them to do, like, a Symbiote 6. Or, like, 6 symbiotes together. Like, a Sinister 6 with the symbiotes. That'd be awesome. And I love the fact that they're expanding on different symbiotes so people know more about them instead of just knowing Carnage and Venom. Which brings me to my next one thing I did like, which is Venom. I love the fact that you got to be able to play as Venom, way he killed Kraven when he picked him up, bit his head off. Awesome. I love everything about Venom. There's not one thing I hated about them. Not one thing I hated about it. So that's like the best thing I liked in here was Venom, man. There's not much to say because it was just awesome. It was awesome. Another thing I liked was symbiotes all over the city. I can't remember, I couldn't look it up, what it was called, where people in New York turn into symbiotes. If you guys know, let me know in the comment section below. But I love that, bro. I love that. Because it gave you something to do after Kraven Lackeys. The symbiote, people turning into symbiotes was awesome. I love that idea. I love that they went with it. Not much to say here, but I just love the idea. Another thing I liked was the anti-venom suit. I did not expect that to happen. If you watch me my gameplay, I literally said, I'm like, what's the point of keeping these symbiote abilities if you're not gonna use it no more? I said that. I was like, what's the point of having this if you're not gonna use it no more? It makes no sense to keep them. he might well give me back on my skill points, right? And then all of a sudden, that comes out, anti-venom. I'm like, oh shoot! And then his ability was freaking fire too. And he threw everybody up and said, bah! That was awesome also. And I was just like, wow, I didn't expect him to do it, but I thought the suit looked cool. I thought it looked nice and everything, man. Hopefully I get, when I play New Game Plus, I can't wait to see that scene over again. Another thing I like, that a lot of people are going to disagree with me with, but Miles' new suit. And I know people are like, oh man, Miles' new suit is ugly. It's because you're used to seeing the red and black one. The thing about Miles is that he's a variant of Spider-Man. Like the original Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Okay? And a variant of Peter Parker, for example, is Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man North. That's why he has those suits. That's not actually Peter has those suits. No, other Spider-Man have those suits. But because it is Spider-Man, they make him have the suits. While Miles himself is another version of Peter, of Spider-Man. That's why Miles doesn't have a lot of suits. I like the fact that they're expanding on Miles' suits, and instead of making him just a Spider-Man, a different version of Spider-Man, they're making him an actual character. And best way to say it is just his own character. That's what they're doing. That's why they're making him new special suits, because Miles doesn't have a lot of suits in general. They could technically give him Spider-Man 2099 suit because he is Spider-Man and that's a Spider-Man suit, you know? So they technically could do that if they wanted to. But I had to get that out there, that the suit's not bad. Out of 10, I'll give it a 6, maybe 7 out of 10. But I like the fact that they're expanding on Miles' suit, because Miles needs more suits. He could technically wear Spider-Man Noir because he is Spider-Man, but they're not going to let him do that for some reason because he's a lot skinnier. I'm guessing that's why. While Peter's more buff. Another thing that I like was Harry still being alive. While we're watching this, while I'm watching and playing throughout the game, I'm like, please don't die, Harry. Please don't die at the end of this game, bro. I'm literally hoping that it doesn't happen. I'm like, just don't die, bro. Don't die. And thank God he did not die. Well, he's in a coma, but you know he's gonna come out eventually. But I'm glad the fact that he didn't die at the end of the video game. I'm just like, yes. Yes. You know, I was so happy. He was just such a nice guy, cool guy. And, you know, it sucked if I saw him go, man. I'll actually be pretty pissed off about that. But another thing I liked was the passing of the torch from Peter to Miles, kind of at the end, where he basically tells Miles, he's like, yo, look, I can't do this anymore. Like, as you saw through the entire game, he kept getting beat up. Peter was getting beat up while Miles was whooping everybody. So it's kind of like a passing of the torch, like, hey, you're the new Spider-Man of New York. I'm going to sit down and chill for a while. Because Miles did tell him, hey, be Peter Parker for a while. Which tells us he's going to come back as Spider-Man eventually. Just not right now. We know that. That's why if they ever release a DLC, it's probably going to see, a first one's probably going to be just Miles. And the second one might be just Miles. And the third one will probably be Peter coming back out of retirement. Because it might have something to do with Carnage, you know? But I think he's just going to be out. I think Peter's just going to chill for a good while. As just be Peter Parker. Because they said be Peter Parker for a while, not be Peter Parker forever, you know? But for a while. I feel like that's the way the company tell him, hey, he's going to be back. You know, don't worry. But anyway, that's 10 things I like and dislike. I do have a couple bonuses I'm going to get to right now. One thing, Silk. I don't know how I feel about Silk. Just because I feel like the idea of 3 Spider-Man, that's just too much. Like, just make it Miles and Peter. You didn't need to add Silk into the game. Like, it takes away Spider-Man being special. It's like, who's next? Gwen Stacy? Spider-Gwen? Then who's next? Mayday? Then who's next after that, you know? Like, so many people are going to start coming in. Like, this is going to be a 10 Spider-Man game, basically, eventually. Like, I don't like the fact that they're bringing in Silk, but it's pretty cool to see that she's in this universe. There's no way they're going to bring her in, her not have some spider abilities, you know? But again, like I said, we don't need 3 Spider-Man. The 2 are just fine. I remember when people said, hey, maybe they'll add in Gwen Stacy, her be Spider-Gwen. They were kind of like, that's too much, bro. We're cool with just Miles and Peter. So now they add in Silk. I'm not crazy about it. We'll just have to see. And another thing is Miles Morales 2. Because of the ending, if you watch, they don't release DLCs. We might get a Miles Morales 2 because Uncle Aaron moved in. Peter's now gonna, I guess, gonna be retired temporarily retire for a bit. So basically, it's gonna be Miles' story. So if they don't do DLC, they might release a Miles Morales 2, where the story's all about him, because it'll be lazy writing if they said, hey, Peter's going on vacation again. Now let's just say, hey, Spider-Man took over, the other one's chilling. You know, so maybe they're gonna do a Miles Morales 2. Probably not, but it'll be pretty cool if they did. The thing I did not like was that you couldn't change the time of the day. After you finish the game and it's all over, you can't change from morning, afternoon, and night. You couldn't change the weather to like rain if you wanted. So I would love to have it night raining with the symbiote suit on again. It was so awesome. It was cool. I loved it. But you couldn't change it. In the first 2 previous games, you could. Why'd you take it away? I just never saw why games took away stuff that people liked. It didn't make any sense to me, you know? It doesn't make sense to take it away. Hopefully they bring it back. The last bonus is bugs. This game had a lot of bugs. Literally, when I'm fighting in the Sandman battle, and you switch to Miles, and it says R2 to swing, I'm swinging, right? And I get in front of Sandman, and then all of a sudden, I can't swing no more. And Miles is doing it. Boing. I'm holding R2, boing, swing, and he's doing this. Boing, boing, boing. And eventually I had to restart from checkpoint and restart all over again. And there was something else that happened. Oh yeah, the game crashed on me. Really, right after I finished Venom, the game had crashed. And I was just like, please don't make me restart. Please don't make me restart. I'll be pissed if they did. And luckily they didn't. But the game had a lot of bugs. I heard they fixed some of them. But for a company that was, or at least fans that were bragging about how, oh, they're gonna be working on this game from beginning to full release date, man. This game's gonna be awesome when it gets released, and it was. But they made it seem like there wasn't gonna be no bugs and everything was gonna be perfect. But it wasn't. There was still a lot of problems with the game. There was still a lot of glitching in the game. Still a lot of lagging, a lot of bugs and everything. So it's like, why is everyone saying, hey man, they're gonna be working on it from here to release date? If they're still, and someone said they didn't have to do no updates, and they just didn't update on the game. You know what I mean? So I just figured, like, what was all the capping for? But anyway, that's pretty much it. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comment down below. If you like this video, go ahead and comment. If you like this video and want more video like this video, go ahead and comment down below. Go ahead and like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.